Hey guys, are you taking the ACT soon and wondering how you can totally crush the English section of the exam? If so, in this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to get a perfect score on the ACT English section. If you're wondering who I am, my name is Brooke. I've scored perfectly on an ACT English section as an adult.
I've coached a good number of students to a perfect score on this section in particular. I find it the easiest section to get a perfect score on, which is really exciting news. So if you really want to crush this test, let's talk about how you can do that in this video.
We also have a full online course for the ACT called the Best ACT Prep Course Ever. You can find it at SupertutorTV.com. In that course, I will show you guys all the nitty-gritty and skills that you need to get that awesome A+ 36 on the English section. We've had people on our course also get a 36 on the English section.
We also have the Best SAT Prep Course Ever if you're prepping for the SAT as well. That's available at SupertutorTV.com. And if you want more math tips, we have 2 books on Amazon, a little more budget friendly, the Best ACT Math Books Ever. So go check those out on Amazon.com.
We've got lots more awesome things that go on with our channel and with our company. So if you want to plug in totally free, SupertutorTV.com/subscribe, join our mailing list, and we will send you updates, reminders, if we have any deals or giveaways or anything cool going on with SuperTutor TV, that's where we're going to be talking about it. So definitely plug in.
Okay, so 3 steps to getting a perfect score on the ACT English section. Again, easiest section to improve on. Number 1, become a grammar ninja.
How do you become a grammar ninja? Well, the best way to become a grammar ninja is learn all your grammar rules. Well, you could do this using any old grammar tool online or your English book from school or 7th grade or something like that. I find the best way to learn all the grammar rules is to use a resource that is ACT specific. One of those resources is with our online course. There are other ways you could do so too. I'm going to quickly go through like all the kind of grammar rules that you need to know. You need to know how to use possessives and apostrophes, pronouns, commas, parallel structure, idiomatic usage, dashes, colons, and semicolons, diction, modifiers, adverbs and adjectives, verbs, including tense, and subject-verb agreement, and form. And then you also need to know how to use transition words and redundancy and wordiness, which might be a little bit more style, but it's kind of the same thing. So those are the rules of thumb that you need to know when it comes to English grammar. Make sure you know them up and down. How do you learn them up and down? Well, you go over the rules, you learn the rules somehow, and then you drill them down.
What does drill mean? That means you should be doing an exercise so that you practice things like subject-verb agreement over and over and over again. So it's drilled into your head to the point that you can do it forwards and you can do it backwards. It's not just watching a couple YouTube videos, though I encourage you to do that too. We have a couple YouTube videos on tips that are grammar related, so you can go check those out. But you really want to be thorough and you want to go through every single rule and know them backwards and forwards and do the drill and be really thorough, okay? So that's that.
Number 2. You need to learn how to approach what I call ACT-specific questions.
What are ACT-specific questions? Well, I call them ACT-specific because the rules to getting them right aren't exactly like well-known grammar rules. They're more like rules to how to approach the ACT test, so they're a little bit more test preppy in terms of strategy and how you approach them.
The majority of these are what I call questions with stems. What I mean by a question stem is it's the part of the question that's at the top versus the answer choices, right? In the ACT English section, as most of you know, if you've prepped for this at all, or you've even seen a practice test once or taken the thing, possibly, you know that a lot of the time, all that you have is like an underlined word, and then you have a list of words in the multiple choice answers that could replace that word, and then you just pick the best one, or series of words, right? And series of words underlined. And you just pick the best sounding one, or you pick the one that's most grammatically correct, you stick it in, you move on. However, there are questions where they ask particular questions, and those particular questions, you have to understand how to approach all of those different kinds of questions. What kind of questions are those? Well, some are about transitions, some are about main ideas, some are about placement. Where is the best place for this sentence? Some are about keep or delete. Should the author make this addition here? Is it better to keep this sentence or delete this sentence? Things like that. And you also need to know how to approach those questions. Sometimes those are the toughest questions for students to address, because they are ACT specific. So you have to make sure that you drill those down and that you understand how to approach those. Again, we go over that in our online course. There are other resources that you could turn to try to figure out how to approach those questions, but I recommend that you get some sort of input from the outside on how do I deal with that kind of question so that you really understand it.
Number 3 is practice with real tests and repeat over and over again until you get better and better and learn from your mistakes. So one of the foundations of test prep, as you guys know, what I talk about in so many of my videos is make sure you take real practice tests, because there's nothing like the real thing. They spend lots of money trying to like normalize all of those exams and make sure that they're like perfectly balanced in terms of how difficult they are by giving them to lots and lots of students. And that's a process that most private prep companies like don't have the bandwidth to do, because we're not giving our stuff to 1 million students. So they do that though. And so that's why it's really important that you get some real tests from the test maker. How do you do that? Well,
one place you can get them is on our resources page. We link out to free resources from ACT where they give away a couple of free PDFs of the ACT. So you can check those out at supertutortv.com/resources.
There's also some paid ways that you can get those tests, and that's by purchasing the official ACT Prep Guide or official ACT Prep Pack. We will put links in our description that help support our channel. We get a few cents from Amazon if you happen to buy through those links. So if you want to support our channel and you like our free advice, that's a way that you can do so, and we really appreciate it.
So those are a couple of sources for where you can get ACT prep materials so that you can practice with real tests, and you just keep practicing with real tests until you get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, I'm totally acing this. I got a perfect score. And there you go.
It's really important too, as you do questions on real tests, that you can identify what to apply. One of the things sometimes that happens with my students when, they've done all the drills, they've learned all the grammar rules, and then we come to put it all together and we come to the practice tests and we hope, that when they go home and they take their practice tests between our lessons, that everything's gonna pop and they're gonna have a great score. We sometimes find that it doesn't all click. And sometimes why it doesn't click is that students aren't recognizing what's being tested in each question. So as you approach those real practice tests, it's also critical that you can look at a question and identify quickly, oh, they're testing verbs. When I have verbs, I have to check subject-verb agreement, verb tense, and verb form. And then you have like those 3 things pop up in your head, and then you know to test those things, right? So that's something to keep in mind too. If you feel like, oh, I did 1 and 2, Brooke, and I'm still not there, it might be that identification process and that analysis process that you might need to get a little bit better at analyzing what is it that I'm dealing with, and then remembering sort of your protocol. Oh, when I have a question like this is my protocol and this is how I approach it, right? So that's also good to know too. In any case,
relatively simple and easy, right? You guys are like, wrong, Brooke. I have a 22. Thumbs up if that's you. So it is though, I know it sounds like, oh gosh, sometimes when you have a score and you feel like it's really low or it's really not where you want to be, it can be frustrating, but I guarantee you guys, if you want to improve on the ACT English section, it's totally possible.
It's a little bit harder if you don't speak English as a first language, because some kinds of questions like idiomatic usage is a little bit tough because there's a different idiom rule for like every word pairing in English. And so that can be overwhelming to try to learn or memorize. And the more exposure you have to English, you're going to be better at that. In any case, good luck, you guys. Tell us how you did below, or how you're doing and what your goals are in the comments section. Share with us what's up.
I'm also going to give you guys lots of other grammar tips in some of our other videos here on SuperTutor TV. So if you need more Grammar Ninja tips, or you need more ACT specific tips, we give away some of those totally for free here on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned, watch more videos. Thank you guys for watching. Namaste. I will see you next time, and good luck on your ACT, especially if you're taking it soon. Thumbs up if that's tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.